make a pass. Byron blocked him. Got him really.
Oh, Byron Blaney
turned
into the wall.
Kyle Busch.
And just like last year, Blaney gets caught up in the big one.
Looks like he's getting out okay. Saw it coming. He made the move. Byron made the block, and it just got him stacked up behind him and started tank swapping, and it was gone. Kind of a late block, got him stacked up, went back to the bottom. Side draft, and then just stacked him up behind him.
Kyle Busch got into the back of the 24 and turned him sideways.
And did Brad Keselowski get into the back of Kyle Busch?
Tore up a lot of good race cars, Clint. Man, you hate to see that in these qualifying races.
Yeah, Keselowski, as you mentioned, he was right there in the middle of it as well. Yeah, but
and what's going to happen here is Brad Keselowski's into the back of the 8, you can see the flames coming out of Kyle Busch's car, trying to keep from getting into the back of the 24, but the 6 is pushing Kyle Busch so hard that he can't get checked up. You saw the flames come out of the pipes.
Doesn't take much. That movement, as soon as he moved and made it, it was kind of a late block, but it was still a good block. And when Blaney went back down to the bottom, it just stacked them up and they run them over from behind. You saw them all lift, just like you said. Flames tell all sign when they come out of those pipes that they're lifting, but that's a heavy hit. Right rear, right into the wall, head on like that. Doesn't get any harder, Kevin.
That is one of the hardest hits that you can take in a race car when you get turned in the middle of the straightaway. Right, sneak through there. Yeah, great.
I saw B.J. McLeod get hit 4 different times.
Turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
Shots into the wall with the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was
and it ends in flames and sparks.
Our front row sitter up here, he's got a torn up race car, Mark 78 car.
Jimmy Johnson, he looks okay.
Menard had a fast car all day long, and here comes McMurray, and he just gets a little bit of piece of that 48. A lot like happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got loose and spun.
Look at Clint Boyer in that 15 car get up in the air.
Thing went it did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
And he'll cross the start-finish line because it goes all the way across the infield.
The race is over. Riding with Jimmy Johnson.
That car just stepped out a lot like it did Saturday night, Mike, when somebody got alongside of it. Man, and then he just nailed McMurray again. That was some hard hits there, folks.
That was a double-double for Jimmy Johnson. Here's another look. Just this little bit of contact right there between the 1 and the 48.
Yep, just enough brush on the back corner there to spin him around.
And watch the 78 Truex. He was going to start on the front row of the 500. And he jumps on the brakes but comes right into it and tears that car up pretty badly before it's all over.
Yep.
Now, remember the Labonte brothers who were 30 seconds back of the field?
Yeah.
I believe they both drove their way into the 500 in this.
Yeah, unofficially, they're both in the top 15.
Oh, me.
Clint Boyer got enough airtime to qualify for his pilot's license right here.
We're upside down. Nothing else is going to hit you. Stay buckled in. Stay buckled in. Stay buckled in. Nothing else is going to hit you. You're not hitting anything. Turn left if you can.
He's a setting duck. They're going to come by him like he put on the brakes.
Yeah, watch the run these drivers get that are lined up. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. right there in the 88. Watch Burton.
Here we go. Here we go.
And And she's all right after a hard crash, and the caution flag is out.
Somebody's going to come down into her, I think.
Almirola.
Yeah, right there. He got on the bumper of it. Looked like McMurray's car, the one, turned him a little bit to the left. Thank God for safer barriers.
That was a hard lick. It's almost that car didn't even look like it slowed down as it was going across there.
Bottom. There you go. Keep digging. 3 wide.
Goodness gracious.
Let's go on board.
Bottom. There you go. Keep digging. 3 wide.
Is that not? Did you see what she did with her hands?
Yeah, all that open wheel experience.
IndyCar, all that open wheel experience. She knew not to hold on to that steering wheel. That is amazing. I saw her do that here in the ARCA race a couple years ago.
I mean, if you hold on to the wheel there, you can break down to the bottom, up to the top. Bush to block.
No. Blocking. Yeah.
Trash heap.
Fellas, we're enough. Grass at 2.
Great restrictor plate driver. He gets a good run, but he doesn't quite get there, and then he moves up to block the 48, who has a good run coming on the outside. They make contact, and here's the results of that.
Track Kenseth got shuffled.
Oh, trouble. 55's around.
Reed Sorensen head on into the infield retaining wall, and that's Corey LaJoie slipping past. He may have gotten into the back of Reed Sorensen as they battled for position.
Heavy impact by C. Reed moving around inside the car. That's a good sign.
Is okay. There are the 2 combatants in the upper right.
Close racing at this point.
Coming into the tri-oval. That was weird. Corey got a big push, maybe from Kyle Busch behind.
Oh man, that's a hit.
But what I love about what I'm seeing there, I know there's a heavy impact, but look at that new wall that Daytona Speedway has put in with a safer barrier. Much different angle than what Kyle Busch hit that wall with, and that's because of the improvements they've made.
Watch the 83 get a little, did he get a little loose here? Maybe not. He looked for the inside.
Yeah, the 55 fell back a little bit. He got a big run, and he went to go to the inside. The 83 did of Corey LaJoie, and unfortunately he just made contact in the left rear. It doesn't take much.
Right through this trouble, Mike. Your car is so free through here. If you just touch it, you can spin it out.
In real time.
Whoa.
120-mile-an-hour impact.
I guarantee it took him a while to catch his breath on that one. He's going to really be feeling it tomorrow.
Yeah, that right there is exactly where Kyle Busch hit 2 years ago, and that was not protected like it is now.
Into the infield. Let's go upstairs. Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, and Darrell Walsh.
Coming off turn 2, Jimmy Johnson leading the race. There's Kevin Harvick, who is tucked up tight behind Jimmy Johnson. The 2 made contact. Johnson went around. Mark Martin went to the outside wall. There is Rusty Wallace, crashed to the infield, as is Joe Nemechek. Things got too close in turn 2.
Yeah, there's this bump drafting thing that's going around, and it's gotten out of hand. Bump drafting down here, you do down a straightaway, in a straight line, and it seems like everybody's got the idea you can do it just anywhere you want to. Laid into him right there and just gets him loose. Mark has nowhere to go. Everybody starts checking up a little bit, and hello.
Boy, Jeff Burton, the 31, and Tony Stewart, the 20, just makes it through, as well as Bobby Labonte in the 18.
48 car to the garage.
And that will mean that Jimmy Johnson will have to trot out a backup car and start at the back of the 500 with a lot of these drivers here. Whoa, Rusty! Another wild backstretch ride at Daytona for Rusty Wallace.
You said that about Johnson's car. It didn't look hurt. When I saw it,
okay.
Let's see if he hits anything, because I think he may just spin it down into the infield. Might have a little cosmetic to that left rear, but I don't think he ever hits anything.
You're right, Darrell. So that will remain their primary car if there's no
I don't even think it's got
damage that's not visible.
Right.
But wow.
That thing, the roof flaps came up, kept it on the ground. You saw the rear tires hopping up and down, but the rest of these guys were not so lucky.
And those acres of pavement back there coming off turn 2 to the inside helped keep it on the ground. How many times in his career has Rusty been in the air on the backstretch here?
Some guys, Daytona is just not good to them.
Let's ride with Kevin Harvick and listen.
What happens, Mike, is you get a run on a guy. You get a good run on him, and you know you can't lift. And you're hoping by the time you get to him that over there you're off the corner. Listen to that thing crash.
Dick Berggren.
Crash. 3 cars pile up. Bowman sideways. Dillon involved. Hornish, the yellow car, slamming into the wall. And we're back under caution. Jeb Burton, I believe, also involved. There's Hornish. Bowman. Tough break for Tommy Baldwin's now single car team side. Nope.
Yeah, I don't.
And it all started. Jeb Burton and Sam Hornish got together, and Bowman was just a victim.
No.
Yeah, well, he mentioned something about the 11. I think he said didn't need going on the outside of the 11. I think you want to take a look at all that. He was actually a victim in this whole thing.
See right there, Jeb Burton gets into the right rear of Sam Hornish in that 9.
And then Jeb, it just causes Jeb's car to go to the right, and then it comes back hard left right into Sam. And that's what got Bowman.
Yeah, Alex Bowman has nothing to apologize for.
No, I don't think he made a mistake.
He was talking about what got him back there in that position, battling for that final transfer spot. We're going to ride with Sam Hornish.
Car just got into our right rear for some reason.
You just when you watch the driver bounce around the car, those are violent impacts.
Harvick on the inside. Oh, trouble, Villeneuve.
Yeah, I just told the guys. I said 27's in trouble.
And Jamie McMurray, who was pushed down below the yellow line earlier, had smashed the wall, and I believe that's Franchitti behind him.
Those were some hard licks.
Stanton, it was not Franchitti, it was Stanton Barrett. There's Franchitti's blue car right behind Jamie Mack. Now there's some damage to the left front of Jamie's car, but hard to tell if that was a consequence
it looked
or
like
a reason.
If we look at this again, I think you'll see the 27 car was having an issue. Something happens to him. Oh, it could
John Andretti, is that something?
Shoved up. And then the car, when Andretti went by, it just loosened the car up, and man, up the hill he went. And
just nowhere for Stanton Barrett to go.
A couple of really hard impacts right there.
Yeah, Franchitti took a hard hit into the safer barrier.
You see, it's going through the dips, going through the bumps, and the car was getting on the loose side. It just came on around. He overcorrected it. Up the racetrack he goes, and the hard lick. Stanton Barrett, nowhere for McMurray or Franchitti to go.
We saw the 27 car in practice yesterday. Same place. Get into the dips in the track, got a little bit loose and went up. No one was there that time, scraped the outside wall. Very similar, but then I think the 34 car had a little bit of effect on this.
This not only determines who gets in, but where they will start on Sunday. For certain, if you have anything left, you put it all to work, right? Trouble! One car hard in the wall. That may have been Schrader. A vicious right turn into the wall for Schrader. They will race to the checkered flag. Okay, there you see Schrader's car. The number 33 get loose as it goes into the turn. It turns sideways and head to the wall head on.
And when he hit the wall, he back into Benson there, the 26 car. You can see it spinning round and round. He had absolutely nothing to do with it. Wrong place at the right time.
Here's another look.
Oh, he
David Green gets into the back of it, turns him to the outside.
And in trouble is 07 LaJoy. Randy LaJoy slamming into the wall. Randy LaJoy out of Norwalk, Connecticut, destroying his automobile. Randy LaJoy, second generation driver, absolutely destroying the Bob Johnson car number 07.
Well, that was horrible. Yet again, the car spun, lost control, and lifted up and flew. And it flew into that wall, bottom first. It hit with the underside of the car right on that wall. There's going to have to be a rethink about that wall. That's the third major crash that wall has had in the last 2 years. And I can only think they're going to have to shallow down the angle of attack on that wall.
This was the Rookie of the Year on the NASCAR North Tour a year ago. He's 21 years old, won 4 races on that Northern Tour a year back. This was his first time here at Daytona. Randy LaJoy. And let's look at it again. Out of control, off turn 4. So similar to the 15 Ricky Rudd, but he collects the wall, which Rudd just missed. Sails bottom side at 190 miles an hour into the retainer, and the car is destroyed.
Miles an hour in qualifying.
Oh, we have trouble in turn number 2. Johnny Anderson, flipping the third place car, has crashed out of turn number 2. Anderson's car totally destroyed. You could see his arm out of the car as the car was rolling side over side. Safety crews on their way to car number 77. Anderson running in a very tight draft with the front 2 cars. Caution naturally on the track. On the car, here's David Hobbs.
Well, they're coming off turn 2. They're just turning into a strong headwind and lapping that slower car, which is upsetting the air. Anderson just gradually loses control. The back of the car comes round, hits the grass and lifts the inside, and once it's up, the air gets under it and just lifts the car in a reverse roll, and then it starts to roll a front roll. End over end, crashing down onto the roof.
Savage series of sidewinders ends the hopes of John Anderson to qualify for tomorrow's Daytona 500. Totally destroying a brand new car. First time out. Anderson is all right. Johnny Anderson is walking away from that disaster, David.
As they, oh, we've got trouble down here directly below us in the tri-oval.
It's Phil Barkdahl in car number 73.
Barkdahl crashing into the wall. It did not go over.
Quite a lot of flame. We don't see any signs of Phil Barkdahl getting out. He must be still in there trying to get out hard. The flame's dying down. The gas got's pretty slow. There he is.
Barkdahl is moving, trying to extricate himself from this totally destroyed automobile. The Oldsmobile of Phoenix, Arizona's Phil Barkdahl crashing a single-car accident directly below us here in the tower.
He had a little trouble getting some of his safety harness unloosened, but now he is out.
Yeah, they tie that strap around his helmet there. You see flapping. He probably had that tied to the car somewhere. Was trying to get himself extricated.
He dug into the grass on the bottom of the racetrack and
slammed backwards into the wall. It doesn't really turn over, Ken, but apparently ruptured the fuel cell as he went backwards into the wall.
Ruptured the fuel cell there, and it's throwing fuel around, which is probably the best thing that could have happened to him because there's not a lot of fuel left on board. We see it ignite here, but it's all being spread around.
Dave Despain is...
Coming out. We've got another terrible crash. A serious crash again, and turn number 2 has claimed another victim, and there are still cars spinning and crashing. Car number 51 being torn up was Lenny Pond of Ettrick, Virginia. Right behind him, and Richard Petty next. They're out of turn 2. Is there contact? Car starts to drift and go away. It may have been collected by Rick Wilson.
I think he just got tagged at the back there. The windscreen pops out there. Richard Petty just misses it.
Windshield comes out of the car.
As it goes backwards, it lifts the back of the car up.
And he's floating backwards through the air. Similar to what we saw Johnny Anderson do a few years ago.
And also Connie Saylor. What happens is, of course, these cars have quite a bit of rake from the front. They're much lower at the front than the back. And when it turned round and went down the road backwards, the air got under the air gets under the trunk and just lifted it up.
Now from another angle, here is another angle of what happened. You can see him sliding in and getting caught and flipping backwards, upside down, and then those hard, nasty, sidewinding rolls that bite you.
Well, the car just suddenly did a complete reverse roll there. It's spinning one way, then it suddenly stops and reverse spins.
Now let's take a look at the second incident which happened.
As they were much of the distance.
Further back in the pack, there was tragedy. Car number 92, Ralph Jones, spun. J.D. McDuffie hit him. His car turned into a fireball.
Here you see it coming to a rest in the infield, still on fire as the caution flag came out. McDuffie trying to extricate himself from the automobile.
Ken, it's very unusual to see one of these cars burn today, but evidently it knocked the top of the oil tank off, and that's what caught fire as we see McDuffie fall out of the car.
He burned his hands and arms, hurt his leg. A scene both gripping and heartbreaking. This was the first new car J.D. McDuffie had ever had. He'd been racing since 1972.
And, of course, the safety people on duty there to put the fire out and also to aid J.D.
McDuffie's best finish in the Daytona 500, 7th. 3 of the last 4 years he did not qualify for the race. This will be another of those years.
Here we see it again as Jones spun in the car number 92. McDuffie hit him, then hit the wall, and that's what burst his oil tank open and caused the fire.
Ralph Jones suffered a couple of broken ribs in this crash. J.D. McDuffie out of the 1988 Daytona 500.
Oh, it's stuck like glue, and look where he is, number 1.
Oh, we've got trouble here. In the first turn, there's a car upside down. 2 cars go into the infield. There's car number 5. That's the only one we can identify. That's Dr. Faustino's car. The yellow is out, and it looks like a bad one. I can't see because of so much dust down that main straightaway. There's a 04. That car is driven by Gary Myers. 55, that's it. Johnny Banks from Windsor, Ontario, and look at the front of that car, Chris.
He's still in the car, Bill. It's been a terrible accident, end over end, and we certainly hope he's all right.
Let's take a look at it again. In a cloud of smoke, he apparently hit the wall. Look at the parts fly off.
There goes parts way up in the air. It's a trunk lid or a hood lid way up. It could be a guillotine if it came down on someone as the car tumbles over and over, and the cars following behind will take evasive action and go down into the infield grass. You know, they cannot see. John Banks, a Canadian rookie from Windsor, and he's coming down, and there they go sliding into the infield. Dr. Faustino, a Las Vegas dentist. John Banks in Canada is in the 55, and look at the debris on the track.
And all of the cars now have slowed way down, naturally, to avoid here, and they want to get that rescue crew out there. They're trying to get John Banks out of the car, and so we definitely have a yellow, and it looks like a long one here.